Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kira and today I'm bringing you another ultimate colouring vlog. We're gonna get up to lots of fun things today, as I always do in these videos. We are gonna go to officeworks. I'm gonna try and do a little bit of op shopping as well. If I pick up anything, I'll give you a haul. I also want to do some Easter colouring with you, answer a few controversial questions I've been getting. But what I'm going to do right now is give you a tour of what will be my very nice and organised colouring space. However, right now it is a chaotic mess. I did contemplate waiting to show you this space once, it was all organised and beautiful. But I kind of want to bring you along for the journey. It's probably going to take me a few months to get the space looking how I want it to look. And I'd actually really love your thoughts and opinions as well. So we can kind of create this space together throughout my upcoming colouring vlogs. Oh, if you don't like looking at chaotic rooms, please avert your eyes because this room is a mess. But I want to show you what we're working with. So this is the room here. As I said in my last video, we've got a lot of echoing going on, which I'm gonna need to sort out because there's not much furniture in here. So this is what it looks like when you walk into the room right now. And it doesn't look too bad, right? I've got my new stand-up desk here. Got a bookshelf back there, got my little walking treadmill situation. But the chaos happens when I turn around. Ta-da! Oh, I have so much organizing to do. Under here, I've got a mix of coloring stuff, filming equipment, and workout equipment. Up here is a mix of tech equipment and coloring supplies. However, I've got my new printer over here, which is very exciting. We'll talk about that in a sec. And then over here, more workout equipment. And down here, I've got more coloring supplies that I use on a daily basis. Acrylic markers, soft pastels, all that jazz. And then this is where my coloring books are sitting currently. My priority at the moment though is to make sure this space looks nice and organized, and then I can focus on making that corner more functional and organized. This stand-up desk here was something that I knew I wanted to invest in. I have always wanted a really nice stand-up desk. My mum got one around 5 years ago and I'm just absolutely obsessed with it. So it was time to put the money in to get my own, and this is gonna come in so much handy when I'm doing my coloring videos. I'm able to make it, higher up, lower down. I feel like a stand-up desk isn't a new phenomenon, so I won't harp on about it too much, but if you're wondering where this is from Desky here in Australia. I believe it's an Australian-based company. And what I've put under the desk at the moment is my set of Alex drawers from IKEA. I think I want to paint these drawers here black so it matches the black, legs of the stand-up desk. I could paint this bookshelf back here black as well, but I don't think I want black in my background. It feels a little bit too dark for my vibe. So I'm actually contemplating painting this a fun color. I'm thinking like a sage green or maybe an olive green. I also need to get a new chair because this one has been shredded by my cats. So if I painted this a sage green, then I could get a cute, fun sage green chair as well. Or should I just be boring and practical and paint this white? I'm planning on putting as much coloring stuff in these drawers as possible. And then I think I'm gonna put my filming tech stuff in this little cabinet down here. And then I need to figure out what's going on over there. That's where I think I'll house all my exercise equipment because this is also going to be my workout room. It's a coloring room, workout room, and filming room all in one. I'll probably display all my coloring books on this shelf as well. But yeah, I'm just really obsessed with green furniture, green home decor. I want to look up what green means in the home. We have actually very much a green theme going on in this house. I do want to give you a full house tour at some point, but the house is still very much not complete yet. We were able to move in, but I think it's going to be another 2 months until the house is kind of complete. But yeah, our cabinetry in the kitchen is green, the tiles in the bathroom are green. Let's see, green in a home typically evokes feeling of nature, calm and tranquility. Can be used to create a refreshing, relaxing and balanced atmosphere, making it a popular choice for bedrooms, living rooms and other spaces where relaxation is desired. That actually makes so much sense because I feel like my brain is a chaotic mess 24/7, and so it makes sense that I would feel like I need a sense of refreshness and tranquility in the home. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Should I bother painting this little drawer unit down here black? Should I paint this a fun green color or just leave it white? Lots of thoughts going on in my head, but I wanted to show you guys my new printer. So this is the printer here among all the chaos and mess. It is a Brother black and white laser printer. My partner got it for me for Christmas, but it didn't arrive till recently, which gotta love shipping delays. And yes, I asked for a laser printer just so I could print coloring pages. You know you're obsessed when you literally just buy a printer so you can print coloring pages. So I want to see if this is working right now before I go to officeworks. My partner set it up for me and he says that there's toner in the printer, but I feel like I should just make sure. Otherwise, I'll pick some up when I go to officeworks. And I also need to get some Nina Bristol vellum paper. I believe that's what all the colorists out there use to print their coloring pages. I don't have any on me right now, so I think I'm just going to print on some standard paper and just see if it works. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to try and print something random out. So it did take me 30 minutes of Googling to figure out how to make the printer work, but once I did, it was perfection. And here's a little sneak peek of what my next video may or may not be about. Definitely make sure to subscribe if you're a fan of alcohol markers and grayscale portraits. But then it was time to head off to the op shops or thrift stores depending on where you live. I used to be an avid op shopper a couple of years ago, so it was really nice to venture back into these two shops today. The main objective was to pick up a few things for my wedding, but I also thought I'd keep an eye out for any cute little knickknacks I could use to decorate my new colouring space. However, I quickly realised there wasn't much point in picking up anything when I wasn't sure what my colour palette was going to be for the space, so I mostly ended up just browsing the shelves. There were definitely a lot of interesting pieces on display. Whenever I go op shopping, I often find myself wondering why someone would create such unusual decor items. After that, I headed into Officeworks, which is our main office supply chain here in Australia. They've got lots of stationery and carry quite a few brands where you can buy individual items open stock. Most of the time I don't actually buy anything from there because it's not the cheapest place to get colouring supplies, but I do love just staring at all the pens and pencils on display. They also usually have lots of random cute stationery pieces that I never buy but always enjoy looking at and fawning over. I did have a quick squiz at the office chairs too. Some of them were pretty cute, but nothing really suited the vibe I'm going for with my colouring space. I have noticed recently that they've started developing a little colouring book section in store. The books are usually pretty simple and I assume they're aimed more at a younger audience. But I think all us colourists can relate to needing to flip through the colouring book section, even if the selection isn't amazing. Okay, I'm back from my little shopping trip. I've set myself up near our little record player station in our home because the builder is literally right outside my coloring space at the moment, making lots of noise. You'll probably hear a little bit of it from here, but it'll be a lot less than if I was in that room. But yeah, I just wanted to go through all the little bits and bobs that I picked up today, as well as a few other things that I've received recently that are related to the coloring space or just coloring in general. So as you saw in the footage, I did have quite a good browse in officeworks. Some things did tempt me, but I was good and didn't buy anything. The main reason I had to go to officeworks was to pick up a few printing things related to the wedding. Got all the place cards printed out. Obviously, I need to cut them. I decided not to do anything fancy for the name cards for the wedding because I'm pretty sure they would just end up in the bin anyway. So I just created this little design on Canva, and I think it's simple and nice. I so badly wish I could show you this as well. You can look at the back though. This is a wedding magazine that I created for all the guests to have at the wedding. I just can't show you because it has obviously things related to the wedding and personal information in it, and I don't want that all over the internet. Here, if I cover the location and the date, you can see that's the title there. Kira and Jackson are getting married. And then I have a little blurb at the bottom. I then have all the wedding details like the reception menu, timeline, vendors, all that stuff. I then have our love story here, as well as a little bit of a newlywed Q&A. I can't show you these two pages, unfortunately, because it has a lot of information in regards to our personal lives, but I have a do you know the newlyweds crossword, as well as a wedding word search. And yeah, I'm just really proud of how this little wedding magazine came together. It's just something for people to do during cocktail hour and whilst they're waiting for the ceremony. And it's also acting as a little bit of a wedding favor as well. And then I ended up spending $12 at the op shop today. First thing I got was just a standard picture frame. I'm thinking of creating some art that I can put in here and display on the bookshelf in the background of my videos. These two things are yet again wedding related. Just a plain old basket. This is where I'm going to put the pens for the wedding magazine, so people can obviously do the crossword and all that jazz. And then I have this big old basket. This was $5 dues, and this is to put the wedding magazines in for people to take. But then I picked up this little fake plant. As I said, I want to have lots of greenery in my coloring space, and so I thought this guy would fit in very nicely. However, I came home and straight away Archie, my cat, he chewed off one of the tendrils. Seriously, I swear that cat is a dog. And then something else that I didn't pick up today, but I picked up recently for the coloring space, is a little green bin. How cute is this? This is one of my favorite colors of green, and I think if I were to paint that bookshelf, I would do it in this kind of color / tone. You really know you're a homeowner when you get excited over a cute rubbish bin for your house. Okay, now it's time for a little bit of happy mail. I'll be completely honest with you all. I usually politely decline when someone sends me an email asking if they can send me their coloring book, because usually they're self-published and I don't want to, I guess, hurt anyone's feelings if the coloring book isn't for me. However, I did make an exception this time because lovely Ellie from Ellie and Oscar sent me a link to a coloring book asking if she could gift me the book herself. And I think what sold me on this book was the fact that they also sent me colored examples of the pages within the book, and I thought they were absolutely stunning. So this is the book here. It's called Easy and Artistic Coloring Book. It has 50 coloring pages in it. They're all single-sided, which is great. And I'm going to show you a few of these pages alongside their colored examples that Ellie sent me. And I just think they're gorgeous. They really remind me of paintings that you would hang up in a wall. And so I really think I'm going to use this book for mindless coloring. I thought it would be really great to only use acrylic marker on some of these illustrations. And I think that's also what made me say yes to receiving the book, is because acrylic markers, it doesn't really matter on Amazon quality paper. Yes, it might wrinkle a little bit, but it's not like with colored pencils where the super smooth texture just isn't great for shading and whatnot. So thank you so much, Ellie, for sending me this book. I definitely think this is going to become maybe a relaxing lounge book when I'm sitting down and watching TV at the end of the day. And then to finish off this little haul section, I'm gonna be a little bit cheeky and actually plug my partner's business. He's recently started a business called Mimic Merch, and basically the company is all about helping artists create their own merchandise. They have only just started out, and to begin with, they actually created their own collection, and I wanted to share with you my favorite design. Of course I hold it up backwards, Kira. You silly. But they dropped 3 different designs within their first collection, and this one here is my favorite. It's called Support Creatives. You can get this design on a bunch of different clothing items, and you can also choose different colors of the shirts, for example. But this design here is my favorite because it's all about supporting creatives, obviously, which I think all of us in the coloring community can relate to, especially with the rise of AI and technological advancements in general. I think it is important that we support creatives and artists as much as possible at the moment. And so yes, this is me just doing a cheeky plug. We have found ourselves back in the coloring studio. I think most of the noise has stopped outside now. You may hear the odd thing here and there, but I think it's mostly okay. I've put on my Mimic Merch shirt. I did get it very oversized because that is my at-home uniform. I just live in oversized shirts. I got my singular plant in the background. It looks so sad. But I feel like she'll be cute once she's got some friends. And basically it's time for my favorite part of every vlog where we just sit down, color, and chat together. I am going to be answering some, I don't know if controversial is the right word, but there's probably going to be 1% of people who watch my videos that might be a little bit upset by what I have to say, but I know 99% of you will be very kind and gracious to me, so I very much appreciate it. But before we get into that, the book I'm going to be coloring in is Polar Bear's Adventure Cruise by, I always forget the illustrator, Yuki Shiratori. This was the page that I asked you all in my March completed pages video what I should do for the background, and I feel like everyone suggested that I do a picnic rug, which now that I look at it, I'm like, of course, yes, of course I should do a picnic rug. So I haven't done much work on it yet, just a bit of basing, a little bit of sketching and all that jazz. Hopefully I can finish the background with you whilst I'm here, but we'll see what happens. I hope you're really enjoying this coloring vlog so far. I think I really want to try doing a coloring vlog at least twice a month now, maybe 3 if it works into my filming schedule. I just find them so fun, and it really does feel like, even though I know you can't respond to me, but I guess I get to know you a little bit better in the comments in these videos, and you get to know me better. So yeah, there's just something really comforting about filming these videos for you guys. But anyway, what's the first controversial topic I should touch upon? I'm going to address why I use the American spelling of color rather than the UK version, which is what we use here in Australia. Someone got very heated in my comments section about me using the American spelling. They were not happy about it. But basically the reason I did that was because pretty much very early on when I started this channel, I looked up, I did a bit of research, and I was like, should I be using the UK or the American spelling of color? I wanted to know if it would be better for the algorithm. Also, a good majority of the people who watch my videos, they are all from America or countries where they spell color without the U. And so from that research and internal thought process in my brain, I decided to just give it a go of using the American spelling in my videos. And I just kind of kept up with it, and I don't know if it makes any difference to the algorithm. How can we know? I feel like the algorithm changes every 2 seconds. You will see that in the description. Sometimes I might chuck a coloring with a U in there just to, I don't know, something about keywords and something like that. And also if someone leaves me a comment and I know they're from Australia or somewhere where they spell coloring with a U, I'll then also spell it like that back to them. But now I have over 80 videos, me throwing around a pencil. But yeah, now I have over 80 videos, I think, on this channel, and 90% of them are using the American spelling of color, and I just feel like it's too late to go back now. I don't know, at the end of the day, it doesn't really bother me that much. I actually like the American spelling of color more than the UK version because it's symmetrical. Because that's, I don't know, my OCD side of my brain just really likes the symmetrical version of it. And as someone whose name can be spelled a gazillion different ways and is often spelled differently by others than how it actually is supposed to be spelled on my birth certificate, I don't know, I just don't think spelling is that big of a deal. As long as we all know what each other is saying, doesn't really matter. If it does offend you, I truly am sorry. I seriously mean no ill will by it. It's just a decision I made when I first started my channel like a year ago, and now I'm sticking to it because it's too late. Okay, let's move on to the second controversial topic. I only have 3 topics to talk about. 2 and 3 kind of go hand in hand though. So I have decided not to do any more buddy colors in the traditional sense. I'll elaborate on that in a moment. I did make the decision not to do any buddy colors, I think was it after February, because I just had so much on my plate with, you know, getting married very shortly, moving into this new home, and I knew I just would not be able to commit to any buddy color, not even one. And I think because I don't color a lot of pages each month, I only color around 6 to 7 at the moment. I don't want to be doing more than one buddy color a month. But then the problem in that is that if I have 10 people reach out to me that want to do a buddy color, then I have 10 months of buddy colors lined up. And then I feel like it's just a never ending cycle where I just have to keep adding people on and on and on. And I hate saying no to people as well. So I feel like it is just best for me to not do any one-on-one buddy colors. Hopefully you can understand my decision in that. However, I think I can offer something else, which is why we're going to move on to the third topic of discussion. I have also decided not to do... I feel like I've kind of talked about this already, so you already know, and you can probably tell by the way I've veered my content now, is that I'll no longer be doing color alongs on the channel. And while I know there are a handful of you out there who are desperate for color alongs from me, I just don't really enjoy filming them. I find them quite tedious and monotonous to edit. And I don't know, I just want to provide something different to the community, as I'm sure you can see. But what I'm thinking I could do instead, for those handful of people who really want color alongs from me, is start maybe a Patreon or a YouTube membership subscription thing where once to twice a month I upload a hour-long full-length color along that is very much like this kind of vibe where you have me coloring on screen but also just me chatting in the corner face to face. I almost imagine it to be like some sort of visual podcast, very relaxed, very chill. I would make sure I have all the description of what I'm using in the text on the screen as well. And I feel like that could be a good compromise to giving some of you those color alongs that you're desperate for, but also helping me get a little bit closer to my dream of this, you know, social media being my full-time job. I've always said that I don't want to make people pay for my educational content. I want people to be able to learn to color no matter what their demographic is or what their income status is. But at the same time, I obviously want to turn this into my career, and so I have to figure out different ways to make revenue because I can't just make money off of YouTube ads. It's not high enough. Going back to the body color thing, if I did start a Patreon or a YouTube membership, we could do group body colors together and we could send photos of our updates. Maybe I would do 2 different options for the group body color just in case if you don't have that book. Or we could choose free PDF downloads or something like that. And I feel like that would just be a way for me to offer the body color opportunity with me without limiting it to only one person a month. As you can tell, I'm really nervous about talking about this topic because I know a lot of people get very heated when creators decide to ask people to pay for their content, but this YouTube channel would not change at all. In fact, if I was able to make, a little bit of extra money via Patreon or YouTube memberships, then I would have more time to work on the content on my YouTube channel and maybe even upload a little bit more frequently if I no longer have to go to my part-time job. So yes, if you think you would be interested in me starting a Patreon or a YouTube membership, please let me know. Because if no one's interested, then I won't bother to do it. If there's other things also that I could offer you guys on Patreon or YouTube memberships or something completely different in general, also let me know in the comments below. I feel like if you watch these coloring vlogs, you are the true MVPs. You get me, you support me so much. And so I really value your comments and definitely take whatever you say into intense consideration. In other coloring updates, I honestly don't have that much going on. As I said, I was going to buy the Nina cardstock, but it wasn't going to get here until the 17th of April or something like that. And I was like, no, that's too far away. I need it for my next video. So I went with the Strathmore Bristol Vellum paper and we'll see how that one goes. I would eventually like to get my hands on the Nina cardstock, but for now, this is what's available to me within my time frame for my next video that I need to get out. It's so sad though, I haven't been coloring much at the moment, hardly at all. So I'll probably show you any of my completed pages from April in some coloring vlog at the beginning of next month. I'm even contemplating just putting the completed pages portion of this channel in my coloring vlogs as well. I really want to make sure that I at least color the 2 pages from my 2025 coloring challenge because I cannot get behind on that. I need to make sure I'm coloring at least 2 to 3 pages from that list a month. Otherwise, I won't be able to complete the challenge. And those who know me in my everyday life will know that I am not a quitter. If I say I'm going to do something, I will not stop until it happens. Alright, so the page isn't looking too different to when I started. This rug is just really causing me a lot of strife. I did the gingham pattern as you would have seen before with watercolor pencils, but as soon as I went over the top with my standard pencils to do all the shading under the objects laying on top of it, that gingham pattern pretty much disappeared. So I tried to add it back again later and I don't know, I feel like it's looking a little bit messy. I'm on struggle street, people. I'm just hoping that once I've colored all the other elements on the page, it'll just make more sense and look better. I think the Easter eggs are looking pretty cute. However, they look a little bit messed up close. I know, I feel like they look a bit weird when I zoom in really close, but from far away, it's giving the effect that I was going for. So as long as we don't focus on that element too closely, it'll be fine. To Easterify this page a little bit more, I'm thinking what I could do is maybe add an Easter pattern to the ribbons on the ducks here, possibly even the ribbon on this, what do you call this? Tiered afternoon tea platter, and also possibly to the napkin here, and maybe that'll give it more of an Easter effect. I just don't know what is classified as an Easter pattern. I think I'm gonna have to look that up on Pinterest. I also have no idea what these are supposed to be, as well as all these little circular dots. I'm thinking of coloring these as grapes, but I have no idea what to color these things. What is that? Hopefully you enjoyed watching me color nonetheless and trying to figure out how to make this page work. There we have it, everyone. We've made it to the end of another coloring vlog. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this longer video. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, definitely make sure you let me know what you think about the whole Patreon and YouTube membership situation. Should I do it? Should I not do it? Should I do something completely different? Let me know in the comments below. But in the meantime, happy coloring, friends. Have a good day, have a good life, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!